Okay. So while you were, in the midst of the police brutality, could you sort of talk a bit more about your personal feelings? What was going through your mind at the time?
Well, obviously, one thing that was going through my mind was survival. The fight or flight response was definitely going off there. But no, the thing was that I felt a lot of, you could say fear definitely, but also a sense of doing the right thing. The feeling that I was with the people who were with me and that we're all a group and that we're all here for a cause, that never went away no matter how many batons were swung and no matter how many people were beaten up. And every time actually one person got beat up, it made it stronger in me that we're doing the right thing. And look, we're peaceful, but we're being beat by batons and boots and etc. And so the feelings of fear were there because of, okay, I don't want to really get hit, but the feeling of, no, I'm doing the right thing sort of overrode that and any other anxiety that perhaps was being caused by that. But it was really difficult afterwards, after the event had occurred, because the adrenaline is pumping and you're like, oh God, they're coming towards me. But afterwards, when I watched some of the videos that had been taken, especially the ones that were taken from the people in the line, seeing them come towards me, that definitely was much more emotional. And that was what I was saying, this is just so wrong. How can we have such a thing happen on a campus university? So that's I guess how I felt.
When you were seeing your friends, getting stabbed with batons or beaten, what's your instinct? Do you feel anger, or is it primarily fear or sadness?
That's a very interesting question you raised. It was more of a sadness, not an anger, because I think personally myself, I had already got to this point that, the cop that is coming at me is doing it because he has a job, not because he individually has anything against me, and he's been ordered to do this. And so, maybe if I had been beat up myself, my reaction would have been way different and would have been really pissed. But because I wasn't beat up myself, seeing friends get beat up was very sad for me, and I didn't feel like I wanted to just go out and beat the cop that was beating him. I did not feel that at all, but I just wanted to basically be able to hold my ground or stop them from beating us, but no feeling of, I want to go and beat him back. And it's weird. I mean, you would think anyone who's being brutalized would feel as though, they want to return the blow, but I didn't have that feeling. And I don't know for what reason. Maybe it was because of fear, or maybe because of the fact that I do recognize the cops as the 99%, and I think the more we can push that, the more we can talk to them, and the more we can pull them in on our side, the less police brutality we'll see.
So do you think this Occupy movement has sort of taken on a whole different beast with this component?
You mean with the beating?
Yes.
Not sure that is exactly the situation, but I can definitely say that it was not what people had thought would happen at the very beginning. And I know every time that they've done that, it's been like a rallying cart. I mean, if the 500 of us who were here on November 9th and got beat up in the corner and all over hadn't been beat up, 2,000 people wouldn't have showed up to protect us. People would not have decided they're going to be part of the movement. And so the same way, if we hadn't gotten bulldozed, whatever big event that happens, say for example when the floating tents were all brought in, that would never have happened. So the more aggressive they act, the more people will see it, and the more people who see it will come and join. That doesn't mean we want them to act aggressively. We want them to be talking to us. But by being aggressive, they're just making it worse for themselves, because we're going to be peaceful, we're going to remain peaceful no matter what, but more people will join us because they're going to see the sheer amount of brutality.
Do you think that brutality kind of comes forth from the tension, in this country?
Well, the brutality comes forth from the 1% not having people power and wanting to impose its will on everyone else. So, it was interesting when the bulldozers were moving all this stuff out, we started chanting, and we basically sent them a message. We said, look, we're the 99%. we have people power. We brought all that stuff on an encampment by hand, by every one of us carrying stuff and bringing it there. But you, the 1%, doesn't have the people power, so you're gonna have to use machines like bulldozers to take that stuff out of there. And that's it. You see, the 1% doesn't have the side of the people, and so it has to oppress the people. And the way it does it is through hiring some of those same people to stand on the opposition of them with riot gear and beat them. And that's what we tried to get to the police, that no, you see, you're part of us. And the minute the police put their batons down, that's going to be the end for the 1%, because there's not going to be anybody who's going to defend them.
And this was a non-violent protest.
Absolutely non-violent.
Mostly students and faculty.
Mostly students and faculty, and we have never been violent from day one, not even once.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're 26.
Yep.
And what's your name again?
Navid Charori. I'm an electrical engineering computer science major. I'm a senior at the College of Engineering at UC Berkeley.
And you're one of the early organizers for the Occupy Berkeley.
As I said, we don't really have organizers. We're
Right.
all organizers. But definitely I've been here from the beginning of Occupy Cal.
All right, great. Thank you.